the $10 billion escape route. Microsoft just booked manufacturing capacity for 300,000 custom AI processors with TSMC, aiming directly at Nvidia's profit margins. The existence of the Maia 300 chip leaked this morning, marking an aggressive escalation in the hyperscaler silicon war. For the past 3 years, cloud providers have paid a massive premium for general-purpose GPUs, absorbing the cost to stay relevant. But Microsoft's internal roadmap reveals they are no longer willing to pay Nvidia's margins to serve text generation, and the architectural choices inside these new chips explain exactly how they plan to pull it off. Stripping down the GPU, to understand the Maia 300, you have to look at the Maia 200 architecture deployed in January. Nvidia's flagship chips are expensive because they are built to do everything, particularly training massive models from scratch. But inference requires a completely different hardware profile. Microsoft designed the Maia line specifically for inference by stripping out general-purpose compute and packing the die with massive amounts of SRAM. This specific memory layout minimizes the latency of moving data across the chip during token generation. They intentionally sacrifice peak training flops to maximize inference throughput. But building a fast chip only matters if you can convince external partners to actually use it. The Anthropic Pitch, securing 300,000 chips for 2027 delivery, signals a shift from internal cost saving to an external product. Microsoft is reportedly pitching Maia 300 directly to Anthropic, attempting to undercut the cost of Nvidia racks. If Frontier Labs start compiling for custom silicon, Nvidia's hardware moat begins to crack. The signal under the noise. The Maia 300 leak proves that vertical integration is no longer just an Amazon or Google strategy, but the baseline requirement for hyperscaler survival. By combining the massive SRAM footprint of their custom architecture with a direct pitch to third-party developers like Anthropic, Microsoft is explicitly trying to commoditize the inference market. They know they cannot beat Nvidia at raw training workloads, so they are attempting to isolate the training hardware market from the much larger high-volume inference phase. For engineers and developers building AI applications, this changes the fundamental economics of your stack. The floor price for generating tokens is about to drop significantly by 2027 as cloud providers pass these silicon savings onto the API layer. You will no longer be locked into pricing models dictated by Nvidia's margins. But hardware specs are entirely useless without developer adoption. The critical indicator to watch over the next 6 months is whether Microsoft can release a compiler and software development kit that makes porting standard PyTorch models to the Maia architecture actually functional in production. Subscribe for more.